Back to the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
Nets leading by 3. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So the Wizards 5 right now. Maynard is out there with Webster. Then it's Porter. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Singleton in at the 4. Porter against Lopez. Can't hit from in close. The Wizards shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin. For Jason Kidd, a Hall of Fame caliber point guard in his 19 years as a player, about a week after retiring, it was announced he'd return to the league as head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. He said, quote, "I went from being one of the oldest guys in the league to being a rookie all over again." Kevin, he said it makes him feel young again.
Nice to have him back. Thanks, Doris. Porter dishes to Booker. Maynard. Pass to Booker. Lopez is there. The 10-footer. Lopez grabs the board. Lopez has got 6 rebounds in the game.
Trevor Booker, known mostly as a guy you bring in to up the energy level of the team. I thought last season he might step into a bigger role in the rotation, but actually saw his minutes decline from his second year in the league.
Well, he brings a much-needed toughness, both inside and also setting screens. And that's something he does that frees his teammates up for open jump shots.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't also mention his supreme shot blocking. And he doesn't do it softly. He comes up with emphatic denials.
That free throw good from Lopez. And Booker undersized for the power forward spot at 6'8", but he's strong, gets off the floor well.
Yeah, he's a hustle guy. Brings a lot of toughness and rebounding to the game. He's one of those guys that teammates love to have on their squad just because of what he brings. If he can improve that jump shot and his free throw shooting, that's where you might see him turn the corner.
Lopez hits them both.
You know, the Nets really turned things around last season, guys, and a big part of that was them turning around their road record a bit. Turned some of those losses into wins, and much better on the road. It got them the 4th seed in the East.
Beal, that's for 2. The basket good off the assist from Maynard. For Brooklyn, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Johnson outside. He passes to Teletovic. Back to Johnson. He dishes it to Teletovic. Money from the wing. Teletovic has got 5. And for the Nets, who looked so much better when they were out on the road last season, actually ended with the 2nd-best road record, Steve, in the Eastern Conference.
And you remember their hot start to the season last year. Well, a lot of that was them coming in ready and winning games on the road. Eventually, they cooled off, made a coaching change, and then all the huge offseason moves. So this is really something to watch this year, a pretty exciting club.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, at one point, Jason Terry, the Jet, relied so much on his speed for his scoring. But now he mostly scores from the mid-range game and the three-point line.
And back to the outside shooting of Jason Terry, one of the great mid-range pull-up jump shots you're going to see in this league.
And he can drain it from long range, too. Uncanny accuracy off the dribble, especially loves to go right into his pull-ups. And, you know, he's a great bailout guy, too. He can hit big shots late in the clock.
The Nets had a really solid debut season in Brooklyn last year. They made the big move in trading for Joe Johnson, but they also made some small adjustments that paid off for him as well.
Paul Pierce is checked in for Mirza Teletovic. And both free throws good for Terry. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of people thought they would just be a top-heavy team with their starters doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But, Steve, they got contributions from all around.
Well, they didn't have big-name players on the bench, but they had some guys like Blotch and Evans who were kind of under the radar, but came in and played very well for this team a year ago. Now, of course, you got big names across the roster for the Nets.
Pass to Garnett. Deflected. Stolen by Nene. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And, guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Terry kicks to Johnson. The feed to Pierce. Back to Johnson. The Nets working the ball around now. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Pierce has got his first bucket of the night. Wizards trail by 3. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Maynard kicks to the net. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Nene's got 6 points in the quarter.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Kicks to Pierce. Leans inside. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 3rd rebound on the night. It's Beal on the wing. On the pass to Maynard. He feeds it to Porter. Passes it to Beal. Shot clock at 6. And that one hits back iron.
Well, he had to fade away there. The defense was all over him, and he got it off, just couldn't get it to go.
Pierce with it. Now guarded by Porter. Terry kicks to Johnson. That one's good from the corner. Johnson's got 6. Wizards trail by 3. Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Well, it was an ugly start to the season for the Wizards. Tried to revamp by trading for a host of veterans, but out of the gate, times were tough as they lost their first 12. Eventually got things turned around and were more dangerous when John Wall got healthy. A chance here now to see how the Nets ranked in the NBA last season. 10th in rebounding, 13th in field goal percentage. And for the team scoring numbers, not a strong point for them. Only top 20 in the league. This team needs to pick it up offensively.
And what stands out to me, Clark, with what you just talked about is the rebounds, because this is a very physical team. They like to try to bully their opponent at both ends of the floor. On the defensive glass, they were excellent, and then offensively, on missed shots, they really got after it and tried to get second chance points.
Shot clock at 3. Beal's shot is good. The difference for the Wizards after Wall came back, as you said, Clark, was just day and night. They were so much more energized and seemed to relish the role of playing the spoiler for a lot of teams, Steve, down the stretch.
Yeah, they looked like a playoff team by the end of the year, and that's the challenge this season as we watch this club play it out. I mean, can they stay healthy? Can they continue that hot run that they had at the end of last year, and can that carry over into this one?
John Wall's checked in for Eric Maynard. Brooklyn with the ball. Terry outside. Johnson kicks to Pierce. Feeds it to Garnett. Some solid defense there by Nene. Washington trailing. Left side, Wall. Nene. Lopez covering. Offensive rebound. Here's Okafor. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
You got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Johnson outside. Garnett with a screen on Beal. Johnson kicks to Terry. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists now in this one.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement. great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
The jury seems to still be out if John Wall can make the jump to being one of the elite point guards in the league, but he certainly feels that he'll get there. Last season, he said he deserves a max contract. Worked on that over the summer with the Wizards. Tell you what, he has a lot of talent, but just hasn't put it all together yet.
And he makes the first. And when you think of players commanding the max salary, those are your franchise guys. Clark, do you think Wall has put himself in that category yet?
I think he's been hampered by the injuries, Kevin, so you really can't make a fair assessment there. I think he has tremendous potential as a true point guard, excellent physical gifts, and I think he wants to be a leader. The Wizards have been a team of disorganization and issues in the locker room over the last few years, so I think it's still a bit unfair and premature to judge Wall at this point.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Brazilian big man Nene has dealt with extensive injuries over his career. Last season, he managed to play 61 games between plantar fasciitis and soreness in his right knee. Nene said the pain was so tough, he considered retiring. He hopes this season he's able to play without being in constant pain. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thanks. Dishes to Nene. Back to Wall. 6 to shoot. He kicks to Beal. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Johnson. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Outside, Pierce. Now the dish to Garnett. The leaner. No good. And it's Washington the other way. Back to Wall. Excellent D there from Pierce.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Williams gets a screen from Garnett, and he's going up for the alley-oop. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. It's off to Oklahoma City for them after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team.
A lot of fans focused on that matchup for San Antonio.
The Wizards have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. It's Wall with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Wall's got 4 points now in the quarter.
This seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
And he misses the go-ahead basket. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Williams against Nene. Here's Lopez, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Williams has got 4 assists now tonight.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Wall passes it to Nene. Gets it to go. Nene's got 10 points. Brooklyn with the ball. Johnson outside. From deep, Williams. That's good. Williams has got his first 3 points of the game.
Great job from behind the arc this quarter. I mean, shooting just under 60% for the game. I mean, that's smoking.
Outside, Wall. Here's Nene. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defensive back, 12 points for him. Brooklyn's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. The 3 from Johnson. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
And Wall kicks to Nene. Back to Wall. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Wall's got 6 here in this quarter.
I'll tell you what I love about him. His ability to finish even while absorbing contact. He is so strong, even with defenders hanging all over him. He continues to finish at the basket.
And here's another thing about him, Steve. Every time he gets his hands on the ball in the backcourt, he's a one-man fast break.
Johnson can't hit. The Wizards shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Beal, that's for 2. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 6 points here for Beal.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
Boy, the Wizards had a hard time getting wins against the rest of the conference, and it's a big part of why they never built any momentum up at any point of the season. When you can't find it in your ability to beat other teams in your conference, it's a long season for you.
Williams against Wall. There's the dish to Porter. Beal up top. Wall passes to Porter. The 17-footer will not go. This is off the front iron. Well, back to the Wizards. 52 games this season are played in conference, and they struggled against the East, so it really did create a huge roadblock for them. Only 15 conference wins for them, and Steve, that was the second fewest in the East.
Yeah, and the East, as we know, last year was really weak, so that number is pretty alarming, especially when you consider how well Washington played down the stretch.
Wall dishes to Beal. Back to Wall. Rebound, Brooklyn. Lopez has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Beal against Johnson. Pierce kicks to Williams. Pass to Lopez. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one's good. And it's a 6-point Nets lead.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Lopez with the block. And now here comes Williams leading the break. The wing jumper off target. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. It's the Nets up 6. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And it is halftime. I'm Damon Bruce. An excellent game going on at Verizon Center. The Nets taking care of business. They've benefited from some excellent contribution from their bench, providing scoring in bunches when called upon. It's been a major advantage. Brook Lopez has not felt much resistance against the Wizards' defense. Shooting nearly 70% so far, a gaudy shooting percentage, the envy of everybody playing tonight. And for the Wizards, they're still gutting it out. They'd like to forget that first half. Coach has not been happy with what he's seen out there, and they'll likely come out with major adjustments. Not a lot of production from Otto Porter yet. Not many positives for him so far, just 1 bucket from the floor. Now let's check out the other games still in progress. The New York Knicks trailing the Bobcats out in Charlotte. Trying to pull their way back in. They're down by 9 in the third quarter. And another game going on out at Amway Center. The Magic are out in front against the Celtics. Not too many problems for them in the third. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. Toronto leading against the Pacers out in Indiana. Things are pretty close out there in the third quarter of action. And that's going to do it. We'll send you back to the game in Washington. Third quarter coming up next.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.